Nikki, you said that Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy said that quote about parenting, but I watched the show, and I know that when she was growing up, she had a complete distant father and a mom who was really harsh and who was a doctor, and those things made her who she is, and she does not regret that for anything, because now she's who she is, and she's happy now. And next, so every baby is different. Babies sleep for 5 hours when they're born, or they sleep for 2 hours and then wake up. A class is a general class. It does not distinguish between each type of baby. You can't go to a class and learn what your baby will do. That doesn't teach you anything about that. And if you take classes throughout your entire child's life, if you keep having to go back and get licensed again and again and again, you're just taking time away from spending with your kids. What if you're a single parent and you have a kid? That means you have to find a babysitter, you have to leave your kid for a few hours and go take a class when you could spend time with your kid. And also, if you have to take all of those classes for your first child's life and you have to keep going and going back and forth to those classes, why do you only have to do it the first time? You could go to a class and then wait 10 years and have another baby. You could be a totally different person, and that child could be completely different than the first one. So your first class does not help you with your second kid if they're a completely different baby. And then lastly, your child's actions are their own. If you still go to a class and you learn everything you need to know and you try to teach your kids that doesn't mean that they're not going to act out. Doesn't mean they're not going to go to a party and drink when they're underage. And then how are you supposed to blame that on the parents? It's not their fault necessarily. Everybody always says when you get ready to have a baby that you will learn as you go on. What works for you and what your child will help learn from you, and what they want. What's the point of going to a class and learning about the ways to raise a majority of the kids? What if your kid does not fit that majority? Everyone's different, but your child could be extremely different. So there's no helping you or them wasting your time with other parents whose kids are different than yours. And how can you still go to class when you already have a kid? Shouldn't you be concentrating on them? The point of reading the book, What to Expect When You're Expecting, is to learn the general ways babies live before they come. Why not just mandate everyone read that book? Or, better, why not just let parents learn what works for them and their children while raising them?